I believe he was covered by Mr. Garrett.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Thank you. Ms. Dudley.
He was out talking with the client.
Ms. Dudley.
Yes, she was out talking with the client.
Thank you. Mr. Patel. Good morning, sir.
Jay Patel on behalf of Michael Leahy. Judge, at this time, I believe that we're extremely close to resolving the case. I don't know if the state has an update, but based upon my conversations with Mr. Gomez, I think that if we set it to June 10, we should have a resolution on it before then.
That's correct, Your Honor. I just need to be able to speak with the victim. She had gotten into she had surgery and was incredibly loopy last week, so I wasn't necessarily comfortable having a conversation with her about how we're going to resolve this case. But once I have that conversation, then we'll get it in. So June 10th is good with me, Your Honor.
Okay. So continued until July 8th, status on June 10th.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Staples. Hello, Mr. Staples.
Ms. Staples, on behalf of Mr. Bane.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Seifert, now that we can see you and hear you, we covered that case earlier. Mr. Koch, do you want to bring Mr. Seifert up to speed?
Mr. Seifert, I just texted you. We got the counter, the PTI agreement. I'm going to call you later with an update, but you can log off now.
Thank you, Mr. Seifert. First off, if your client wants to sign this,
Oh, I'm sorry.
it's fine. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Traditionally, I don't give those, just so you know. Thank you. Nope. Mr. Bane, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Bane, if you'll just give me a moment.
And Your Honor, it's not written on there, but the state doesn't object to my client. He lives in Milton, Florida, and he works in Alabama for a food distributing company, and they don't have an objection to him traveling for work or obviously living outside of Okaloosa County because he lives in San Resident.
Okay. And so count one is being null pros?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Bane, did you read the plea agreement?
I have not.
You didn't read it? Okay. If you'll let me know when you're ready, okay, after he's ready. Thank you.
Judge, Ms. Dudley, thank you.
Okay. Ms. Dudley,
Yes, sir.
you need to take it back to the gallery. Yep, read it. Thank you.
Marcus Hall.
Thank you. Hello, Ms. Dudley.
Give me 1 second so you can sign it. He wasn't able to sign it back there.
Okay.
This is Mr. Hall in 19 CF 849. He's going to admit to the violation of probation. He will be reinstated to probation within the next 12 months on CC sanctions. He'll be sentenced to 6 months county jail with credit from February 1st of this year to present. Complete original requirements, no contact with Brian Wilson, Danielle Wilson, or Courtney Wilson.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Okay, and then there's a $100 cost of prosecution, correct?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hall, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. Mr. Hall, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with her representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hall, I do accept your plea. Your current supervision is reinstated, so you'll need to complete all the original requirements, but it's also modified so that you'll need to serve 6 months in the Okaloosa County Jail with credit from February 1st of this year. You'll be on community control sanctions for the next 12 months after you get out of jail. You'll have no contact with Brian Wilson, Courtney Wilson, or Danielle Wilson. You'll also need to pay the $100 cost of prosecution.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Should we get the McLemore?
Now, this is Macklemore, 21 CF 325, 22 CF 454, 22 CF 1881, and 20 CF 2237. Yeah, we have left Mr. Macklemore previously today. I believe that-
Hold on one second, Mr.
Sure.
Hill. Okay, yes,
The state is reviewing the case. Based on my conversation with Mr. Macklemore, I have going to file some motions on a couple of the cases, and you have to reset death rows on one of the cases for ask for continuance.
Mr. McLemore, do you understand what your attorney's doing on your cases? You do
No, sir.
not? Okay. Ms. Dudley, you want to explain that to your...
Absolutely. So what we talked about, what we found a motion to suppress on one of the drug cases that they are trying to now charge trafficking on, based on the deposition of the officer. In addition,
Okay.
the violation of probation.
Mr. McLemore, do you understand that? The motion to suppress.
No, I just know that 2 months ago, she said that the case was gonna be dismissed. These cases going on 3 years. I'm just being real, like, I don't know, I don't understand. I just,
Okay.
If I may, at no point I've ever said the case is going to be dismissed.
she's
What I
gonna
said-
file for a motion to dismiss the case.
Absolutely.
Okay.
But we had the depositions because the officer didn't show up. So one case is from 2019. They waited almost 3 years to file it. And in that case, we had to wait to get discovered. And we did motions, they don't have anything. There's no body cam, there's no audio, there's nothing in the case. So we subpoenaed everybody, no one showed up for that deposition, no one. I asked the state he made a counteroffer. I asked the state to look at a counteroffer, which why we didn't file anything, but it took the state 2 or 3 months to get an answer back about that counteroffer. They won't agree to that counteroffer. They're now offering 3 years saying it's a trafficking case, and that's why I mentioned last time, all of a sudden, there's a report that we did not have that was in the file. That's been in the file, they never gave it to me. So now they're asking for trafficking and a 3-year remand on a case that there's no evidence that he possessed anything.
Okay.
So based on that, that's why I said we need to file a motion, because now they're trying to charge trafficking.
Mr. McLemore, your attorney knows that the court can order people to show up or to show cause why they shouldn't be held in contempt of court for failing to show up for their depositions. So Ms. Dudley knows that. You aren't just held captive literally because people don't show up at your depositions, okay? So she knows that. So she'll file those motions. And then there was one other thing that you said you were going to pursue.
Yeah, that's part of the motion. That's part of the motion. So in that case, and this VOP is based on another new law case as well that the public defender has. So it's kind of a lot going on, so he's not just been held just on this. That new law, attempted homicide, created a violent felony offense special concern, so he can't get out.
Okay,
So he's frustrated, I understand his frustration,
sure.
because he can't get out in that case, and obviously he says he's innocent, and he believes that he's been held for a reason.
Yes, sir.
But
Okay,
we kind of waited because they were looking at the case, and we thought we were gonna get what he asked for, and unfortunately, we can't do that, because like I said, they discovered it was missing,
understand.
which I just found out about last week.
Okay. Ms. Dudley, know the court's here to help.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. I'm gonna give up motions filed, and I did talk to him about that. We were just waiting to see if they were gonna agree. We wouldn't have to file the motions, we could just plead and be done with it. But
Understand.
that's not the situation.
Okay. Mr. McLemore, I'll see you no later than July 8th.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you, I'm glad.
Thank you, Ms. Dudley. Mr. Staples, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Good. Please. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay, Mr. Bane, you're still under oath, okay? Did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Bain, just as a general thing, never sign anything, even if an attorney gives it to you, without reading it first, okay? Knowing what it says.
We had discussed it previously. I just didn't see the actual handwritten
Right.
copy.
Okay. Mr. Bain, I do accept your plea. Count 1 is dismissed. The adjudication on count 2 is guilt, I take it, or is it a withhold?
It's a withhold, Your Honor.
Okay. A withhold of adjudication in the future, make sure you check that line, because it's just blank, but you do have it handwritten in there.
Yes.
Thank you. Adjudication's withheld, you're sentenced to 36 months probation. You'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision, have no alcohol or medications without a valid prescription. You will need to submit to random breath test and random urinalysis. You'll need to pay the court cost. You'll need to submit to a sex offender evaluation within 30 days from today. If any treatment's recommended, begin that within 60 days from today. Have no unsupervised conduct or contact with any minors. And a $100, this is a VOP? No, okay, the $100 is in the court costs, so you don't have that.
Okay.
Okay.
I didn't know if you were charging.
There is a $40 per month, which you already have that. Mr. Bain, I think that's everything. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
The court has no objection to you traveling for your work.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Gates.
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. Thank you.
Your Honor, present before the court is Jeremy Thedford. It's case number 2023-2451. May we approach, please?
Yes, sir.
Você cria cor, traz a paz das estrelas, meu amor. Quero te ver brilhar, quero te ver sonhar, como a luz do sol.
Alex Barthay from the UPS store once again, and I wanted to let you know about our Sunday hours. We're open now 7 days a week. Normal hours that you've been expecting, but now we're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
For years, I proudly served Florida as a state trooper. During that time, I investigated over 1,000 car, motorcycle, and trucking crashes. My mission was simple, to help the victims. Now, as an injury attorney, I can do even more to help accident victims. Hi, I'm attorney Coy Browning. If you've been injured in a car accident, I'd be honored to help you.
Mr. Thedford,
Call
I had written down plea or trial, so I was planning on going to trial next week or the week after that, but because of the recent events that Mr. Gates became aware of last Thursday, he's seeking a continuance. Do you agree to the continuance?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'll see you back here on July 8th, okay? If you want to avoid those 300 people that were here last week, and you want to enter a plea before that time, Mr. Gates can set it, okay? Thank you, sir.
Thanks, Judge, that's all.
Thanks, Mr. Gates. Mr. Gates, did we get rid of Reynolds, Kurt Reynolds?
Let me ask.
Okay, Madam Clerk, is it still on the docket?
It is.
Okay.
We're going to file a written no price on that, Your Honor.
So are you dismissing it now?
No, sir. I'm going to file a written one. If you want to leave it on for Thursday, it'll be off before then.
Okay, yes, sir, I'll leave it on for Thursday.
Okay.
Thank you,
Okay,
Judge.
thank you. Ms. Merrifield.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, ma'am.
22.
I have two cases today that are on Mr. Clary. The first one is Christian Pritchard in 23 CF 2500. There is a waiver on top of Mr. Pritchard. As the court may recall, we left this as a status. There was a little bit of difficulty in trying to get in touch with the list of victims and failed depositions. It's my understanding that the state has now remedied that. We are going to try to work the scheduled deposition, so we are requesting a continuance to the July 8th date, and it would be my understanding that we will have a deposition by that day.
Okay, good. Yes, ma'am, let's continue.
And then the next case I have, Judge, is Stephen Williamson. He is present and approaching in 23 CF 1243.
Hello, Mr. Williamson.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Doing well, thank you. Thanks for dressing up.
May I approach, Judge?
Yes, ma'am.
This one's right behind.
Thank you, ma'am.
And Mr. Williamson would like to withdraw his previously entered not guilty plea and enter a no contest plea to the agreement that I provided along with the score sheet. This would be based on a legitimate, uncoerced plea bargain, Judge.
Okay. Mr. Williamson, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Williamson, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did she answer all of your questions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you satisfied with the representation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Williamson, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty in count 1. Count 2 is dismissed. Count 1, you're sentenced to 60 months sex offender probation. You'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision. You need to pay the court costs, $101 in crimes against minors. You'll need to wear a GPS monitor. You can pay $1 per day for that. No unsupervised conduct with any minors. You're not to be any place where minors congregate, and you'll have no electronic devices capable of internet access, and no internet access until after the completion of the risk assessment and the sex offender evaluation and treatment. So until you get the okay from probation that you can have any access to the internet, don't do it, okay?
Yes, sir.
You may petition the court for access after that. So don't do it until after the court says it's okay for you to do.
Yes, Your Honor.
You are designated as a sex offender, and you'll need to do all the sex offender requirements. Mr. Williamson, you do have 30 days to appeal this judgment and sentence. If you wish to appeal, it must be in writing. If you cannot afford an attorney to represent you for that appeal, one may be appointed for you. Do you understand your appellate rights?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir. Good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you, ma'am.
That's all I have this morning, Your Honor.
Thanks, Ms. Mary. Mr. Flowers. Morning, sir.
Good morning, Your Honor. Judge, I believe the first matter that appears before you is, and it may not still be on your docket, but out of an abundance of caution, is Holly Mason. The reason I bring that up, we had moved that to a VOP date in June to handle everything. I just wanted to make sure.
Right.
Thank you, Judge.
I've still got it on the docket also, so we want to move it to a VOP date?
We're gonna, because everything will be disposed of that day, Judge.
I believe we set it already for 6/13, if I'm not mistaken, Your Honor. 6/17.
Okay,
6-7.
good.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you.
The next matter is Kelly Schaefer. I'm going to revisit, there's a couple of cases I'm going to wish to approach. If I can revisit that momentarily. The next is Frank Stuckman. Mr. Stuckman is here. We have negotiated successfully a plea agreement. Your Honor, if we can set that, but we just did. I don't have a formal plea agreement. He stayed in constant contact with my office. If we could get a date certain in the future to come in with a plea.
Thursday.
Thursday?
Yes, sir.
Can I just approach right now?
Yes, sir.
Matter that we'll be back before Your Honor at 1:30 this afternoon.
Yes, sir.
To dispose of this matter.
Right.
Thank you,
Correct.
sir.
Thank you.
The next matter, Judge, is Gaston Ward. The last time we were here, I believe we announced that Mr. Ward had been approved and will be placed in the Veterans.
Mr. Ward behind you?
In the I had seen in the Veterans Court program, that has been approved. And
Good.
so, out of an abundance of caution, we're here.
Okay.
That's what we're going to be doing in that. He's in that and is anxious to begin that program.
So Veterans Court accepted you?
Yes, sir.
Good, okay. So then you'll fall off of my docket and you'll be in Veterans Court. They have a lot of weapons, a lot of tools. They have a lot of tools. I was thinking of arrows in the quiver, and that's why I said weapons, but they have a lot of different tools that I don't have. They'll stay on you. They'll stay in touch with you, make you do a lot of things. But the outcome and their abilities a lot broader than mine. So I wish you the best in that, sir. Thank you.
Judge, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Judge, the final matter that I have is Weisberg. We anticipate the state will be filing something disposing of this matter this week.
That's correct. Okay. So then,
which will dispose of the case.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Flowers. So we're continuing it one cycle.
Yeah, for control purposes, but yes, sir.
Gotcha.
Judge Keith Kilpatrick appears on your docket.
Okay, wait. Let's go back. Didn't you pass Schaefer?
That's what.
Okay.
Judge, I'm going to ask to continue that. She needs to be, and I'm going to request an evaluation. And we're going to ask that that be continued for that reason.
It's continued.
Thank
Yes,
you, sir.
Now, you mentioned who?
Keith Kilpatrick has three matters before the court. The first is Michael McKinley. It's 24 CF 215. Mr. Kilpatrick tells me this is his first time up, and he's asking that this matter be continued.
Okay. Yes, sir. It's continued.
The next matter is Joshua Preston, 23 CF 2096. He's asking for the same.
Okay. If anybody's covering for another attorney, if you'll let security know that, then they'll have the inmates ready for you.
Yes, sir. I just found out. But Joshua Preston is asking for a.
Okay, let's wait for Mr. Preston. He's in back.
Okay.
What about Pridemore?
We handle Pridmore.
I'm sorry?
Handle Pridmore real quick.
Pridmore is the next matter, Judge. We'll handle that quickly. It's the first time up. He's asking for continuance. There's no objection, is my understanding.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yes, sir. It's continued. Hello, Mr. Preston.
Judge, this is Mr. Preston Mike Flowers appearing on behalf of Keith Kilpatrick at his request. We're requesting that this matter be continued. There's ongoing negotiations.
Ms.
Your Honor, my case numbers are 24 CF 256 and 24 CF 257. And I actually misspoke last Monday, so I need to correct myself. I flip-flopped the cases that I did and did not have discovery in, but I'm still missing discovery in one case, so. But I did want to let the court know that I flip-flopped that, so Mr. Gomez was 100% correct. He had sent discovery in the case number that I announced, and I wanted to clarify that.
Excellent. Okay. So both of you are seeking a continuance?
Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Preston, do you understand what your attorneys are doing on your cases?
Yes, sir.
Do you agree to the continuance?
I'm okay with it, sir.
Okay. I'll see you back here no later than July 8th.
Okay,
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, pending my 1:30 reappearance, that's
Yes,
all I
sir.
have today. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Flowers. Then, Teresa, I see sitting in the gallery. Teresa, do you?
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning.
I'm here to assist Mr. Clines with Manzano Diaz and Mr. Koch with people from Plea.
Okay. Mr. Clines, are you ready?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If you'll let me know when you're ready, okay?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. Mr. Koch, are you ready?
I got the interpreter and my client is here, Judge, on Luis Rico Rapido.
Rico Rapido.
Madam Clerk?
Do you swear or affirm that you will make an accurate, complete, and impartial interpretation from the Spanish language into the English language and vice versa relative to the cause now under consideration? Yes, you swear.
I do, thank you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. We are set here today. The alleged victim in this matter sent over a sworn affidavit to the state attorney's office requesting the charges to be dropped.
And she's here?
She's not present, just a sworn affidavit.
I'd like to review that. If we could recall this in just a minute, I can review that.
Okay. Yes, sir. So I'll see you a little later this morning. Okay, Mr. Shaw.
Morning, Judge. Tim
Morning,
Shaw. First case I have on the docket is James David Mills, 23 CF 1193. We had left this on for clear continuance because I provided some reciprocal discovery to the state. I don't think they've been able to follow up on that yet, so we've asked to put it on the July docket.
Okay. And Mr. Mills, what I said last week is that we'll be looking at going to trial that time, that cycle.
Yes, sir.
So I'll see you back here no later than July 8th.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good day.
You
Is
too.
there a Cordoza in the courtroom? Thank you.
Judge, next case is John Brooks O'Neill. That is a written plea agreement to a misdemeanor. May I approach, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
And Judge, for the court's information, I do have a certified check for the court costs as well as the restitution called for. I have my trust check to the restitution.
Good.
That I'm going to mail into the alleged.
Is there an address for restitution?
I've got it in the discovery. Hang on.
It's gonna be kind of handled through us. I don't think it's gonna have to go through you at all.
Yeah, I'll send it.
I had deceded a check today before we submitted the plea, and I did, so we're all good.
Mr. Shaw, you may want to update your form because at the end it says 2022.
Oh,
It
yeah.
says 2022 is the year.
Update.
Okay, good. So I've signed that. Yes, sir.
Thank you, Judge. Next case, Judge, is Charles Andrew Shropshire. The state is offering a deferred prosecution agreement on that and will be sending it to me. Mr. Shropshire is a resident of Georgia, so as soon as they get it to me, I will have it signed and sent back in. So if we just put it on for a control date, or
Yes, sir.
I guess we can put it on next pretrial, whatever.
We'll just do the pre-trial.
Okay.
Good.
And lastly, Judge, I have Heather Nicole Turnbull. That's 24 CF 369. That's going to be a pay and dismiss. I have the trust check here that I'm going to be, the state asked me to mail to the victim. When it clears my trust account, I'm going to let the state know and they'll file a no price.
Okay, good, so it's continued.
Thank you, Judge. I believe that's all I have.
Thanks, Mr. Shaw. Mr. Rare. Morning, sir.
Your Honor, the first I have on the docket this morning is George Morris. Mr. Morris was set for a quick status hearing for possible dismissal by the state. I spoke with Mr. Gomez. There's one more thing we need to review before we make the final decision to do that. We spoke about moving this out to the next pretrial to give them time to do so.
Hold on one second. These are under lapella.
Yeah, alphabetical, they all get filed the same way.
Number 48 on the docket, Judge.
Thank you. Okay, and this, who's the defendant?
George Morris.
Thank you. Yes, sir. So you're seeking a continuance?
Yes, Your Honor.
It's continued.
Thank you, Your Honor. Next, Your Honor, I have is Ronald Wire. Mr. Wire is present on Zoom, Your
Good.
Honor. In speaking with the state, this is one we do not anticipate is actually needing to proceed to trial. We hope to resolve it this week. So we'd like to leave it just set for Thursday.
Okay. So, Mr. Wire, I'll see you here live on Thursday, okay? Your mic's muted, Mr. Wire. Mr. Wire's going to be here on Thursday, right?
I've already spoken to him. He's off work, so he will be here in person on
Okay,
Thursday.
I'm asking him to unmute his mic. There you go. Yes, sir, we can hear you now, Mr. Wire. So, Mr. Wire, I'll see you Thursday at 9 o'clock, okay?
Yes, sir.
And if it's not resolved then we'll be going to trial next week.
Okay, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll see you Thursday.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Last I have is Deontay Wright. And Mr. Wright, Your Honor, is present and approaching. And we do have an agreement if I could approach.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Actually, Judge, can I approach?
Yes.
And get Mr. Snell to sign that on the
Okay.
last page there.
Thank you. Hello, Mr. Wright. If you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you, sir. You can put your hand out. God bless you. Thank you, sir. Mr. Wright, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes.
Did he answer all of your questions?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wright, you are adjudicated guilty of the lesser included offense of possession of a new legend drug. It's a second degree misdemeanor. Florida statute 499.03, parens 1. You're sentenced to 6 months probation, and that'll be JCS, county probation. That'll be concurrent with any other sentences that you're serving. You'll need to pay the court costs, the $50 per month cost of supervision, and I think that's it, Mr. Wright. So good luck to you, sir. Thank you.
And that's all I have this morning, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Rare. Mr. Durrell.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning, sir.
May it please the court, Dustin Burrell. My first client is Ms. Santa Martinez. And Your Honor, we do have a written plea to a misdemeanor for Ms. Martinez. I may let Mr. Gomez sign it.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, fingerprints are a condition of probation because this is a plea and abstention. And for the clerk, we would merge and dismiss any traffic citations. Thank you. And Your Honor, I've sent her the QR code to report into JCS. It's my understanding they do initial reporting on the website now.
Good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Your Honor, next I have Mr. Aaron Nano. May we approach on Mr. Nano?
Yes, sir.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa.
So Mr. Nano's case is continued. Okay. Mr. Nano, come on up. Mr. Nano, so the question I have for you is, your attorney has asked for a continuance. Do you agree to that?
Yes, I do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor.
Then I'll see you back here on July 8th, and I'm continuing your case. If we have the motion hearing before July 8th, then I will be scheduling it for trial then, if it's going to go to trial. If we don't have the motion, if it hadn't been heard by July 8th, then we'll talk about continuing it another cycle to make sure that we can have the hearing on the motion. Okay?
I understand. Thank
So I'll see you back here on July 8th at 9. But if Mr. Durrell sets a motion hearing before that, I'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, next is Mr. Travis Simpler.
Hello, Mr. Simpler. Good, how are you? Good.
Your Honor, I've been discussing this plea with Mr. Simpler today. I'm just confirming this is still what he wants to do, or if he would like me to proceed. So that's down here, where we change it to the lesser included, and it's the 5. Is that what you want to do? Yeah. Okay. If I may just take a moment for signatures, Your Honor?
Yes, sir. Okay, wait. Okay. I did. Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you. Mr. Mr. Simpler, if you'll raise your right hand, do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. You can put your hand down. First question, Mr. Simpler, is who'd you give the thumbs up to in the gallery?
My dad and my mom.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
And no, that was good. Because you were getting, it looked like you were saying like, is that okay?
Absolutely.
Okay. Mr. Simpler, did you read the plea agreement?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand it?
Yes, sir.
Did you discuss it with your attorney?
Yes, sir.
Did he answer all of your questions? Are you satisfied with his representation?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign the plea agreement?
Just did.
Okay, good.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. Simpler, I do accept your plea. You're adjudicated guilty. Mr. Drill, is it a lesser included?
So, Your Honor, the state is dismissing the 2023 case. He's pleading as charged to counts 1 through 4 in the 2022 case, with the understanding that count 5 will be the lesser included of 14 to 28 grams with the 3-year minimum mandatory. 5 years on counts 1, 2, 4, and 5 concurrent. Count 3 is a misdemeanor, so that would be time served.
Okay. Then, Mr. Simpler, so that's your sentence. You'll need to pay the court cost. You'll need to pay the $40 per month cost of supervision.
There's no probation, Your Honor. It's a 5-year DOC.
Gotcha. Thank you. As I'm reading through all the different things. Okay, you'll just need to pay the court costs. Those will go to a civil lien or judgment. You're sentenced to 5 years with the Department of Corrections with credit for all time served. And you said it's a mandatory minimum?
The count 5 on the 2022 case is a 3-year mandatory minimum, Your Honor.
Okay. Yes, sir. Interesting the way that you've written it up. Mr. Simpler, do you agree with everything that I just stated? Because again, the language of the actual sentence is a little
it's kind of tricky. But 5 years.
5 years DOC. And
85%?
Yes, sir. Well, I don't know about 85%. I won't agree to that. But the prison will calculate your gain time, but you don't. You have to serve day for day those 3 years. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
Okay. Still wish to enter the plea?
Yes, yes.
Mr. Simpler, you have 30 days to appeal this